Bow down your ear, O Yahuwah, hear me, for I am poor and needy. Guard my soul, for I am holy. O Elohai, save your servant that trusts in you.
Right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me again. I'm your sister SiSi, and this is PQLR1 Radio, where Yah is first. This is SiSi on air, and of course, we are bringing you an Israelite artist today who is fully sold out for Yah. I can tell you that because we listen to her music all the time. Welcome our sister AaliYah Taavi. How are you, sis?
I'm doing well. Shalom, shalom. I'm happy to be here.
All right. Thank you
Yeah,
so much for joining us. We appreciate you. And we just want to make sure that we give all glory and honor and all praise to the Most High Yah, because I'm just so thankful for the music that comes forth through our station, because we have so many artists that are truly, truly sold out to praise and worshiping the Most High Yah, and helping our Israelite brothers and sisters do the same thing, which is very important, because we're feeding and watering the flock. So we are thankful. Now, sis, so many things I could be asking you right now, but we're gonna stay on point because, boy, we could just get off track. But what we want to know is, how has the word of Yah, as you know it right now, changed your life? Now, I say that in context of, a lot of us have come from Christianity. Most of us have come from Christianity. So
right.
we had a certain mindset then, and now we are in what we call the truth. How has your life changed concerning what you know now?
Well, my life has changed quite a bit, just in how I operate as a whole in our household. You
Mm-hmm.
know, once we found out what, walking in the way
Mm-hmm.
is, we had to change a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
So my eating has changed, my mindset has changed,
Mm-hmm.
how fellowship has changed,
Mm-hmm.
how I um submit to my husband has changed, how I mother my children, how I'm a friend,
Mm.
what I consider to be a good friend. All of those things, I feel like it changes every aspect of you. You truly become a new person.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like how you said that, because even in Christianity, they tell us that there's a change that's supposed to happen. But what I found very odd was, and I say this all the time, like at the end of service, they do the altar call. And, I would run up there and let them slap me on my head, and I would shake around and do the little whole crying bit. And then I would go out the door and I would still be the same, you know. And when I say the same, even down to like the music I would turn on, like I would get back in the car and then listen to the worldly music. I mean, after a while, conviction would hit me, and then I would turn on like some gospel, but I wasn't really changed. So I think that in this walk, we can definitely recognize certain mile markers that
Mm,
we decided that the status quo wasn't good enough.
that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
Absolutely. I
yeah.
agree with you. Yeah. 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 The altar thing, that was really what drew me to the truth too. So I think it's amazing that you said that. I don't even know if we talked about that, but I just think that that's amazing. Um, that was my issue. I
Mm-hmm.
always felt like the pressure to go down to the altar calls, especially if I was going through a lot of things in my life at that moment, which seemed like all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I just always felt like I was constantly repenting, but I really wasn't sure what I was repenting from,
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't ever feel like there was a clear set of instructions for me to go off of. So
Mm-hmm.
it says, you're supposed to love your neighbor as yourself. That's how you keep, God's laws, or that's how you love God, or don't steal, don't kill, all those things. Okay, yeah, those are like straight to the face, right? But they don't break down all the other things. Like, how do I even start loving the Father? And
Right.
so every time I was going to that altar, I was still coming back like in the moment, feeling like, okay, I prayed it off, you know. But then as soon as I got in the car on our way to go, you know, eat whatever abominable food we were going to go eat, you
Right.
know, that day right after church,
Yeah.
um, you know, sometimes even, you know, after the lesson, my husband and I just be looking at each other like, oh, that lesson was for you, or oh, that lesson was for you. It was just like,
Yeah.
it just, there was no true heart change. And I feel like you don't have to be just living this complete wicked life
Mm-hmm.
for you to recognize that what you're doing is still not it. You're still missing the mark. And that's what I feel every time I went to the altar. Like, am I constantly backsliding? I live a backsliding life. Like, does it mean I'm not doing something right because I don't go to church, or, you know,
Right.
just all of that confusion, the uncertainty of it
Yes,
all.
that's the word, the uncertainty of it all. And when I really sit and I think about it, I'm just very embarrassed because not only were we confused, but we were confused by choice because we didn't even pick up our Bible. Because if we picked up our Bibles, I feel like we would have ran out of there a long time ago and been like, no, this is not it. And not only that, you got me coming down to this altar. The only thing that's missing is the confessional booth, because that's all it is. It's like, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. So we know that Christianity is patterned after the Roman Catholic Church. So it's very similar. And with
Mm,
me just going down and confessing, like you said, I just prayed it off and then ready, good to go, raring to sin again. Yeah, we truly were backsliders, but we didn't understand what that meant. We
right.
should be expecting a change, but the change cannot come by our own strength you
That's
know,
it.
and we're looking by our own strength, which we are like nothing because our righteousness is of filthy rags, the Bible says. So that's why we kept going over and over again. And I just remember, okay, I can mess up. Let me go down there. And I'm talking about mess up. When I say mess up, like a mess. And you see
Mhm.
the whole line of people they're getting their head slapped and they falling back and doing the shaking around and all of that stuff and crying. You follow the routine. It's just a script.
Right.
So now I know, like, I'm so embarrassed. That's just something that when we think about those things that we were in, we have to repent. It's not, oh, well, that was a long time ago. No, we have to repent because we don't know what that's linked to. And I'm not even talking about for myself. I'm talking about for my children and my grandchildren.
That's
You know,
right.
I'm
That's
linked to this sin nature that I've never repented from. So how are my children going to benefit from that? They're either going to benefit from it or it's going to be a detriment to their life. And I
that's
want
right.
them to benefit because I've repented.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe
I agree. I agree with you.
think of that, man. It's just like, and so many churches we've been to, and it's the same protocol. And we knew it was something. We knew that there was something more. That's why you church hop, because there's something more. I mean, some of
Mm,
us are just so jacked up, like, okay, well, I don't like them over there because they said this to me. But no, I know that I've church hopped because I knew that there was something more. But the more was right in my Bible,
yeah.
but I failed to pick it up because I thought this man standing up over me was going to tell me the truth.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
didn't happen.
Yeah. Mm-mm, mm-mm. It's when they can't answer your questions too. Like, I think that was another thing that made me like completely back off, because when I got sick with these different diagnoses that they said that, you know, was attacking me at the time,
Hmm.
I had questions.
Hmm.
And so as I had these questions, I was told by a very person that's very close to me to read the book of Job, because I
Hmm.
couldn't understand it.
Hmm.
Um, and so I read Job, and then the first thing that it says is that he was perfect.
Mm.
And I was like, I thought you couldn't be perfect. So
Right.
you mean to tell me that there's a way that I can reach perfection at some point? Like, I can at least try. I'm supposed to try to be perfect,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? And this is prior to the Brit Hadashah, prior to what people call the New Testament or renewed covenant.
Mhm.
This is being said that people are perfect.
Mm.
So I'm like, oh, so what does that mean? And then I realized that perfection to the world is without spot, period. Like there's nothing wrong with you at all. You don't battle anything. You don't have anything that comes after you. You don't wrestle with anything. You are perfect, period. You never stumble. That's perfection. So of course I can teach you and tell you you'll never be perfect, and only Jesus was perfect, and stuff like this. And then you're just like, well, then how do I get there? Like, how do I even know if this is the road, if this is the way that I'm supposed to be going? Because you're telling me something that's there in the scriptures that it's not obtainable,
right?
That I can't do it. Like you're saying, oh, well, you can do all things through Christ. Okay, well, if I can do all things, then shouldn't I be doing all things? And what are those things? And so when they couldn't answer my questions for that, I think that it just really made me like, okay, I've outgrown this situation, which is good, Our parents gave us, my mom gave me nuggets, I grew up AME, and so there was a lot of self, knowledge, and they do operate in a very high-minded way of thinking, about themselves. But even with that, there were still so many gaps, So even growing up in what people would say Black excellence, or like people who, would say like, okay, yeah, melanated people are the salt, like there was still that missing piece of knowing who we were and what we were supposed to be doing. Because if you don't know who you are, then you don't know what key you're supposed to be playing. And so you just always feel confused because you're not walking in your purpose. Until then, you're gonna just keep on going around the wilderness over and over and over and over and over again, because you're not learning the lesson. And I think at some point the Most High is so generous and merciful to us that he allows situations to be able to open our eyes. And some of us run through that door, and some of us might walk or crawl or inch through that door,
right?
But I ran through it because I wanted freedom.
Yes, and you knew that there was nothing else, because I've already experienced all these other things, so this must be it. And I like what you said, like, well, how do we even reach that perfection? And there's a confusion concerning what perfection is, but I believe that offers a gateway or a doorway for the pastor to be an imperfect man as well. So when you see him doing all these abominable things, he can stand up there and say, well, I'm not perfect. I'm a person just like you. And it allows him to still be on that platform, yet cause all kind of issues and problems within the body. We know that if the head is sick, the whole body is sick.
That's right.
It's so sad. And just like I said, looking back on it all, I just know that Yah has definitely had his hand on my life, because he could have struck me down a long time ago, a long time ago. It doesn't even, I mean, I'm telling you, when we think about the grace that he's given us and the mercy that he's given us, it's amazing that we made it to this point to know what we know right now.
Man.
Because we've been playing a game the whole time.
Should have been snuffed out, should have been taken out. And it's not that he's not still the Elohim or the God of the Old Testament. This is still the same character, still reputation, still same Elohim, still the same master. And he chooses in our ignorance to wink at the things that we don't know, because he truly does know the heart too. And that's another thing that we will never know. We can see the fruit of a person, we will never be able to examine the heart of an individual. And Yah can do that. And I think for those of us that seriously, because there's a lot of Hebrews that did not seriously come into this. They came into this because they liked the notion of being on top, or to get the white man back, or whatever that they feel like, now we're on top, you're nothing, blah blah blah, right? But for me, it wasn't ever about that. It was nice to find out that we were in the process, but we began to keep the Sabbath first before we found out anything about us being the people, because we knew that what we were doing wasn't it at that point. And when they couldn't answer the question, or when you answer the question with, oh, well, some man changed it, then now it doesn't equal up to what the word says, because we hear that so many times over and over in the Christian church. I am God, God, he changes not, he doesn't change, they beat that in your head, doesn't change, he's the same God today, yesterday, and forever. We hear that all the time.
Yes.
So if that's the case, he really can open the ground up, and best believe he does do it. It just hasn't happened in your neighborhood
and it might
recently.
Tomorrow. Never know. You better check those sinkholes in Florida and around the world.
That's it. That's it right there. Yeah. He's still doing it. It's just that he has a special love for us as a people, and we need to be thankful for that. He's been so long suffering with us, and he knows that we are very far removed from who we should be as a people. Yes. So he's been super patient with us, and the Father's heart for us is just he
has an undying love. It's just amazing, because we look at what's going on today, but yesterday was just a precursor to today. There's nothing new under the sun. We see these children and we're like, oh my goodness, what is going to happen in the future? But what are we doing about it? What are we doing about it? Are we on our knees? Are we repenting? Are we praying? Are we teaching the next generation? Are we grabbing up one that we see is trying to go in the right direction? No, we're not. We are either complacent, or we're high and mighty, or we are just, sitting back complaining. I mean, but we're not truly on our knees seeking him, fasting him, or fasting unto him, because some of these things are not going to leave, or we won't be healed without fasting and praying. And we talk about all this stuff. We talk a good game, but we just really are not about the real rule. And that's the problem. But what we're going to do is we're going to take a commercial break right now, and we're going to come back. This is our sister, AaliYah Taavi. She is a musical artist unto Yah, and we want to make sure that you all listen to her music. So at the end of this broadcast, of course, we will play the music and as well provide for you the YouTube links so that you can listen to her music and as well know where to purchase it if that's possible. So again, this is Sister SiSi. You are listening to PQLR1 Radio, where Yah is first. Praise Yah. You can listen to us by downloading the Android app, or you can listen on YouTube. You can connect with us on Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram. And I think we're on TikTok too. You can try. But yes, PQLR1 Radio, where Yah first. We'll be right back in just a moment.
South 71 Music. Bow down your ear, O Yahuwah, hear me, for I am poor and needy. Guard my soul, for I am holy. O Elohai, save your servant that trusts in you. Be merciful unto me, O Yah, for I cry unto you daily, daily. Rejoice the soul of your servant, O Yah. For unto you, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Unto you, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Do I lift up my soul unto you, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Do I lift up my soul for you, Adonai, are good and ready to forgive and plenteous in mercy. unto all that call on you, that call on you. Be merciful unto me, O Yah, for I cry unto you daily, daily. Rejoice the soul of your servant, O Yah. For unto you, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Unto you, unto you, O Adonai, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Do I lift up my soul unto you, unto you, O Adonai, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Do I lift up my soul? Give ear, O Yahuwah, to my prayer, to my prayer. Attend to the voice of supplication. In the day of my trouble, I will call on you. You will answer me. 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 You'll answer me. You will answer me. You'll answer me. You will answer me. You'll answer me. Be merciful unto me, O Yah, for I cry unto you daily, daily. Rejoice the soul of your servant, O Yah. For unto you, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Unto you, O Adonai, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Do I lift up my soul unto you, O Adonai, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Do I lift up my soul among the Elohim? There is none like you, O Yah. Neither are there any works like your works, like your works. Be merciful unto me, O Yah, for I cry unto you daily, daily. Rejoice the soul of your servant, O Yah. For unto you, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Unto you, O Adonai, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Do I lift up my soul unto you, O Adonai, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Do I lift up my soul? All nations whom you have made shall come and worship worship before you, oh Yah, and glorify your name, your name. Be merciful unto me, O Yah, for I cry unto you daily, daily. Rejoice the soul of your servant, O Yah. For unto you, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Unto you, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Do I lift up my soul unto you, O Adonai, do I lift up my soul. Do I lift up my soul? 'Cause you have answered me. 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 You've answered me. You have answered me. You've answered me. You have answered me. Oh yeah, you answered me. You have answered Father, you've answered me.
South 71 Music.